All right, how's everybody doing today? You guys are lucky enough to be able to make it. I know a lot of people are sick, a lot of people are traveling. There's a lot going on this time of year. So, but I think especially this time of year, it's really important for me to try to stick to some sort of a routine because I know I'm going to get thrown out of my normal routine. And really, I feel like it's pretty tough at the hospital, really starting at Thanksgiving and then going through the holidays and really till about Martin Luther King Day or Valentine's Day until things start rolling again. So it's important to have things on the side to keep you on schedule because the short days, the cold, this is a tough time of year. And so I think being on a schedule is something that really helps me try to be more successful. And I think that's something that could help all of us. So we're going to start stretching and warming up here. Let's just start rolling our neck. Hope everybody's had a good week. So far, it's only Tuesday, week since I last saw you. And switch directions. Had a tough day in therapy today. We got on my belly and did a lot of work prone. I'm not used to that. A lot of arm work, eyes, Y's, and T's, stuff like that. I need to be a lot better about tummy time. I need to make a habit out of it when I get in bed. But currently it's not something that I do on a regular basis, and I paid for it in therapy today. All right, it's good there. Let's shake that out. And let's stretch down, just looking down, getting a good stretch. And of course, only doing what's safe for you. We all have such specialized bodies, and we're all a little different, so we got to know ourselves. And when I stretch my head down, I'm really bringing my shoulders down as well. Get that stretch all through my traps, like I'm reaching for the ground with both hands. All right. And then looking up and back. And I like to open my chest up, do what's safe for you in your chair. One thing I'm really bad about is I sit with my ribs on my gut and then I round my shoulders forward. And I'm just kind of always like this. And I really got to work on getting upright, opening up, getting everything where it's supposed to be. Because it's kyphosis. Like I'm so hunched. It's something I really gotta pay more attention to. All right, let's bring the right arm across the chest. I really feel that through the back of my shoulder. Trying to reach to the left with my right, as well as applying pressure with my left hand. Rotate your wrist a little bit, see how that feels. All right, switch. Keep stretching that. I need to change my phone so it stops timing out on me. All right, let's bring this right arm up behind the head, or as close as you can, whatever you can do to get a stretch. We're always up to something crazy, and I'm in a little different position here. So you can see this piece of equipment to the back of me here. It's called a crank cycle. And it's kind of similar. Let's switch arms, left arm behind the head. It's like the Sci-Fit that's at the CFW gym, only this is very low tech. Um, doesn't take any electricity. It's just got a knob to tighten it, but it's a hand cycle that I can get a workout in. And a lot of times at CFW, I'm camped out on that cycle for hours, and that's not fair to other people that use it. And it'd be nice to get a workout in on the weekends too. So I got uh, ended up finding a great deal on this crank cycle in Nashville. You know, normally, typically you can find them right around $3,000 online, and this was $400. So we made quick work of getting down to Nashville for that. All right, let's try to twist to the right. Another kind of hitch in the plan was that would not fit in my wheelchair accessible van with me in it. We have a Honda Odyssey, but luckily our neighbor and our friend has a Mercedes Sprinter, and that thing is huge. Like we were eye to eye with semi truck drivers when we were in that thing. It was kind of blowing our mind. But let's switch sides here. Stretch the other side. You know, we thought that was kind of our ultimate vehicle, that we wanted a Sprinter someday. But after taking that road trip, if we needed the space to where we could actually camp in it, you know, I think a Sprinter would be nice. But for a daily driver, that thing is way too big for us, way too big. You could easily fit 4 power chairs in there and 4 able-bodied people. So it's nice if you need the space, but if you don't need the space, it seems a little excessive. All right, let's stretch, reaching down to the right side.
You'd think being down south, get somebody with a pickup be no problem.
That would have been nice. So since we had to go to Nashville to pick this bike up, my wife and I also do some consulting work for this company called Healing Innovations. And it's something recently that we kind of got roped into. My old PT from Craig Hospital actually reached out to me about this, but they've asked us to consult them. Let's switch to the other side, reaching to the left, on a new device that they're developing. And it was, I think I told you guys about it a little bit. You know, they told me I'm not supposed to talk about it, but it's really cool. We got to check it out in person. It looks like a new step, but it takes you from sitting, like when you're in the new step. I don't know if you guys have seen the new step where you sit there and pump your arms and your legs kind of work in a cycle. It looks almost exactly like that, but then it has a chest harness on you, and the seat lowers and the chest raises to take you up into a stepping position, and then you still swing your arms, and it's got your feet locked in, and it was really cool. All right, let's stretch all the way down forward.
Is it electronic? So when you flex a muscle or try to, it reacts?
Yes, and it's not super smart. So it has an adjustable clutch on it. So, you know, you can adjust that. So if you're able to give a little bit, you can stall it out, but when your muscle relaxes, the machine takes control, and that's adjustable, and so is the stepping rate. So it was really cool, but it's not like there's not a bunch of sensors on it. It was literally a pulley with a rubber pulley with a clutch assembly, you know, like an old go-kart or something, but it was still really cool.
Have you ever been to Project Walk?
Project Walk, where is that at?
There's one in California and there's one here on the East Coast, but they have one of those. So I can use my hip flexors a little, and I'd contract it and it would make the whole thing move my leg, but I had to do it.
That's cool.
Oh, wow. You get wear out with that.
Yeah. And this machine would let you, if you had volitional control, it would let you take over, but it wasn't super sophisticated where it was sensing your movement or anything. All right. Let's go ahead and start jogging in place. I wear a lot of Nike stuff. When they first came out with adaptive shoes like 6 or 7 years ago, and I thought it was so cool that a major company was, you know, getting into the disability thing. And that's why I wear Nike, was because they were the first big brand that I knew of that got into making adaptive clothing. But when I went down to see this stepping thing, they were checking out my shoes, because I have these shoes that kind of open like a butterfly and then close when I step into them. And they were like, you know, we copied that for the foot plate design. And it was really cool how, like, it was a metal foot plate, but it broke in half. And then when you set your foot down and it snapped up into place. It was really interesting. But they loved that I was wearing the shoes, that they kind of copied the design.
So you were the cool kid on the playground that day.
It was cool to be able to like see it in like the research and development phase and be able to give them feedback, you know, because they hadn't really thought about pulling a wheelchair up next to it and how are you going to transfer, you know, like they had thought about how they were going to lift a paralyzed person up once they were there, but not really how the paralyzed person was going to get into the seat, you know. So it's always cool to be able to give your feedback. I thought it was kind of interesting. You know, they want them to be for home use, and they're shooting for like a $30,000 to $40,000 price point. Like, guys, good luck.
I need a car, not a yeah, really.
Right. I was like, for that to work, I was like, you got to get it covered by insurance, and you got to get people to fall in love with it at rehab. So you got to get them in rehab centers first. Nobody's just going to spend $40,000 on this thing.
Mm.
I don't know where they get funding for these crazy ideas, but at least they're trying to help us out, you know?
Yep. That's like an iBot chair or something, I think, 40 grand.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right, the ballpark for those. Those Mobius mobilities, I do think those chairs are really cool. I've looked into those just to be able to go up 3 or 4 stairs, you know?
It's weird being up on 2 wheels. I tried it out and like, okay, let's try in the grass, and it did fantastic. And yep.
That's cool. Yeah, when my wife works for the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, and one of the guys we know through there, he has the Mobius chair, and it is cool, especially when it's in standing. Like, it kind of rocks, because I don't know if you see, he claims, you know, a lot of us in chairs, like, I'm always fidgeting and adjusting, and he claims that because his chair rocks like that, he doesn't have to do that. So I don't know how much validity there is to that claim, but it sounds nice. All right, go ahead and take a break.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I went on a cruise this summer it was a group, and the one girl had one of those chairs. She had it up on the 2 wheels, and it was reacting to the boat moving. It was really cool.
Yeah. Whew. Man, my arms are burning after the work they put me through in therapy. But that was another thing I want to talk about. It's so important. The reason I got this cycle here is I notice when I do things in therapy, it's beneficial. But when I work outside of therapy and really try to focus, I notice a lot more gains. So I don't know, if you just go to therapy, you're not going to see what you want to see. Like, it has to be more of an investment than that. It has to be something that you do on your own as well. And this is something that's going to allow me to do that more. So
that's why I do these classes.
Exactly.
You know, I don't have the ability to, I can't drive, and, you know, I don't have a hired driver or anything to be able to get
Right.
to. So I've got different small machines here at home that I've spent less than $100 on, you know, that help. You know, I've got that scoop thing that works your hip flexors and your feet go in this kind of a motion rather than this with the bicycle.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's called the Scoop, and it works the hip flexors, but there's a real learning curve with it. That's for sure.
Let's go into some tricep dips here. Go ahead and keep talking.
It's really neat. tricep dips. Wait a minute. Show me tricep dips then.
So I do it forward like this because I have weakness. You can do shoulder depressions like this. You can push off your seat, whatever you can do to try to get your butt up.
Like this?
Perfect.
Okay.
Triceps are something we're really trying to attack in my therapy. So it's something that I focus on. But whatever muscles you use to transfer, it's good to work them out. Just want to make sure they're not getting overused. And let's take a break. All right. Just a quick little 30-second break. I'm surprised at how sore my arms already are from my therapy today. You guys ready for this bitter cold weather that's coming in a couple days? I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, they're saying like 5 or 10 degrees down here tonight. Up here.
Ugh. Yeah.
No
No,
cockroaches.
thank you.
No cockroaches. No scorpions.
Yeah,
Another set.
yeah, it'll kill all the scorpions. Yeah, ours comes, I'm in Texas, so it'll come with Wednesday night.
It's gorgeous here right now. I got 16 inches of snow last week. And it's just absolutely just fantastic.
Yuck. I wouldn't want snow.
Winter wonderland.
It looks pretty, but it's not fun to deal with. Really trying to engage your triceps, or your shoulders, whatever you're using. I keep losing my balance a little bit. All right, and break. Get some water. I think a lot of times it's hard to keep your water intake up in the winter. Just when I'm cold, I don't crave water like I do in the summer. But it is really important to keep the water intake up because usually the humidity is very low and you lose a lot of water through your skin also, even if you're not sweating, just, with it being dry out, it's really important to stay up on the water.
Where are you, in Colorado?
I'm in Louisville.
Oh, really? In Kentucky, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
My in-laws are there.
Okay. All right, let's get into the last set of these.
Yeah, I do a lot of heating with a wood stove. So that's like wow. Not dry.
Yeah. I have a couple small humidifiers, one that we run in the bedroom, but my thermostat keeps track of the humidity in the house and it doesn't really matter what I do. It doesn't really touch the whole house humidity this time of year.
I got a humidifier. It's a old-fashioned pot on top of the wood stove as you fill with water. Old school.
Reliable.
Yeah.
Still works when the Wi-Fi goes out.
Yep. Yeah, we lost power for 2 days with this storm. It was awesome.
That's wild. I grew up with really good friends, and go ahead and take a break in South Dakota. And, there's times during their winter storms, they lose power for weeks at a time. And most of them have generators. They're all farmers. And if they don't, they know who does. And they go stay with somebody that has a generator and runs their own power. And it's just, you know, they're very self-sufficient. It blew my city boy away. It's like, if you don't get electricity, you just make your own. It's like, well, that,
Yep,
I guess you do.
Yep.
I guess you do.
or at least enough to run the fridge or the lights a little bit, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
And then if you do need a shower, you know who has power. You go to their house. Hey,
All right, let's go into some alternating curls.
You use weights
that-
for that?
Go ahead. Yes, you absolutely can use weights. I try to make this so you don't need any equipment, but feel free to grade this up however you can. One thing I always thought that was really cool where I went up in South Dakota, you know, that I think that the town population was only like, you know, a few hundred or 1,000, but just the sense of community, like they are so much more connected with each other. You know, a lot of times here in my apartment, I don't even know all my neighbors on my floor, and they know everybody for 6 counties. So there's lessons to be learned there for sure.
there's good
Absolutely.
and bad with that, you know.
Yes.
A simple rumor, and all of a sudden, what?
Yeah.
Who
They
got
say
who
good
rented?
fences
What?
make good neighbors. All right, go ahead and break. Yeah, the small town gossip is definitely real.
No, but it is great. Like when I broke my back, I flew out on a helicopter, and I live in the sticks. And unbeknownst to me, the whole town knew about it. All I had to do is, oh, the guy who flew out in the helicopter. Oh, yeah.
Yep, that's, yeah, I'm sure. All right, we're gonna do bilateral curls to overhead press.
I'm in another group, and we call these jumping jacks.
I like that.
If you think about it, you know.
I haven't found any other groups online to do this with that are
Huh.
wheelchair, that are focused for wheelchair users.
Liz has 2 others that she promotes.
Oh, yeah. One with
Ben.
Ben and
Okay, take a break.
the woman
Michelle.
Michelle. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I do them as well.
Good.
But I miss a lot because they're at either times that I'm in therapy, or I just got back from therapy and I'm sleeping.
You know, that is one thing that you know, doing these classes has really opened me up to how much I enjoy this class work and stuff like that. And not only that, but being able to compete and stuff like that. So one
Oh.
thing that I bought for this bike is that there's a lot of these. Let's get going on another set of these. But there's a lot of DIY kits online on how to make your own like smart Peloton trainer out of a regular bike. And so I bought these wireless speed and cadence sensors for this bike, and I will be able to connect to the Peloton app or other fitness apps. The Nike app, the Apple app, all have cycling stuff on it, and it will be able to pull the data off that. So, I mean, I'll have to do, you know, cycling workouts like somebody does with their legs, but I'll still be able to join in and have the same kind of data that they have,
Yeah,
you know, and be a part of the classes. So it'll be a way to let me, and, you know, I'll have to adjust my resistance and accordingly, since I'm doing it with my arms, you know, I'll have to find the type of class that works well for me, but I'll still, you know, be able to be included in it, even though it'll be a little different.
yeah. I'm working on my balance so that I can start using my, because my legs do work, sort of. I can use them. Let me put it that way.
Right.
Can't feel them, but I can use them.
And take a break.
And,
I understand.
That
and
must be odd.
I want to get back on my, I have a semi-recumbent bike that I can
Awesome.
pedal and
That's
start
really cool.
my calf and thigh strength. But my hip flexors are so tight right now, so I'm really concentrating on them.
Is the recumbent a lot better for you? So you have your legs out in front of you and you can see them and you can get the feedback from the visual?
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That's really interesting.
them is real important because I don't know where my feet are most of the time.
Right. Right. You don't, when you can't feel, you don't know where your body is in space. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go into some punches. Nice and easy. Get the timer.
Hey, Jared, in your travels, not to
Yes.
make you feel bad or anything, I'm just trying to figure it out. Have you heard of any groups specifically for paras?
For traveling?
No, for working out.
Oh,
You know, because with us, a big, huge issue is the hip flexors. And I don't know of any exercises really other than someone grabbing your leg and moving it around. But I
that's
just looking
interesting.
for advice or, you know.
No, but let me think about that. I'm trying. What about? So let's go ahead and take a break. But I know for hip flexors, a lot of people get prone on your hands and knees, and then you do crawling.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't gonna work. It's hard enough getting in
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
That's what
For
I mean.
sure.
You know, I'm saying, what do you, there's gotta be some specific. And then, I don't know, you talk to therapists and they don't really have the right ideas. So
Um,
I don't, yeah.
Can I contribute? Um,
No, of course.
one of the exercises my therapist gives me for the hip flexors is I lay flat on my bed on my back, and I drop one leg off the side, and
Let's go punching.
and then move it. If you have the ability to move your leg at all, try to lift your leg at the like to bent knee. If you're able to do that, that helps to loosen them up. What are we doing here? Punching?
Just punching. Yeah. No, that's a good question though, because it would be good for me. You know, I'm not able to activate my hip flexors, but I do have settings with my stimulator that allows me to do that. And my hip flexors are something I need to try to engage for better posture when I'm standing.
Yeah.
So it would be a good way to come up with a way to try to strengthen that and work on that connection while seated or something that's, I don't know, you got me thinking now.
Yeah, my legs are dead. So I got just below the belly button feeling. So my legs
Right.
just flop all over. So I can't lift them, but I do put them over the edge, you know, and then you lift one leg up and try and pull it to your chest, but it's all
Yeah.
floppy. So you're like using the wrong muscles. You're not really stretching that. It's just, wow, does that hurt when there's a front coming through or something? It's like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a barometric pressure, you know, you're like your grandfather. Jesus Christ, it's gonna snow. I can feel it in my hips, you know.
I used to think grandpa was crazy, and
Yeah,
now
now you
I'm
know.
crazy too. Yeah.
My old war wound started to bother me, gonna snow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, my niece says a storm's coming. It's like, what is
Yep.
Grandpa talking about?
I'll come
Like,
over
has
here
he
and
been
pull my
drinking
finger.
whiskey again? Yeah. All right, let's try to keep this up if you can. This is a good compound movement that engages a lot, gets our heart rate up. It's low impact. You know, you're twisting left to right. You know, you can really set the shoulder blades coming back. There's studies that have proven if you really focus on your movement, you will get more gains. And it's just being
Yes.
more intentional.
Set them down there. There we go.
And let's take another break.
It would help me a lot if the if you would say what muscles it is that we should be engaging
Okay.
when we do a exercise, because I do that visualization where I think about that muscle and communicate with it from my brain to the muscle by visualization, and that way I can figure out, am I using my arm muscle to thrust forward, or am I actually engaging that shoulder blade to do that movement?
So we'll start walking through punches, and feel free to join whenever you want. But so like when I punch out, I'm driving my elbow back. I'm thinking about right coming back, left coming out. You want to think about every muscle from your shoulder and your pec, your tricep extending, just really, and then you're reaching out in front of you. And then it's just the reciprocating of the next one. You're driving that left arm back while you're reaching with the right. You know, you're feeling that way down in your lats as you come out. Your core is twisting. You just want to left, right. Just try to break down the movement into as many pieces as you can and make it very intentional and engaging multiple muscles at a time. Let's keep this pace slow and very intentional.
And this is very helpful.
I think it's so interesting. Like they've proven, you know, like a pitcher can literally practice pitching, going through the movement in his mind. You know, you can strengthen all those connections and you can physically practice without moving. It's really crazy.
Amazing. They do, there's this one study being done. I remember posting about it several years ago, and that was long before I ever knew that I was going to break my neck this past year. But using
And take a break.
headsets to picture yourself walking, and then to they would see with the VR, I forget what it's called, the AI person, try to make it move through their mind, to move that leg and that, and then the other leg and the other leg. And what they started seeing is after a period of weeks of doing this, what was it? I think it was 60 hours of VR work like that. They started getting movement in their legs, in their own legs. Yeah. So
that's
that
really
mind,
cool.
that mind-body connection was being made, and they started getting movement in their legs that formerly had no movement whatsoever.
Wow. We're going to reach down to the right, back up to the middle, then to the left, back and forth. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to get us going on the next one.
Moving.
And And then, you know, as you reach down to the right, you should be relaxing the left side, engaging the right side of your core. You're reaching down, you're pulling your right shoulder up as you're going down with the other one. And then you do the up to middle in the reverse of that, really reaching down with the left, pulling up with the right. Try to crunch to the left, lengthen on the right, back to the middle. You know, for me, my shoulders drive a lot of it. It's kind of getting here and tipping my shoulders the direction I want. Not only lifting the shoulder, but lifting the elbow.
Ah, okay.
Get that elbow up. Yeah, that feels good for me. If I really focus on getting that elbow up, get a lot more out of this movement. What do you guys like to do for sore muscles and getting tight? You know, obviously we all like to exercise, but what do you guys have any tips or tricks for recovery?
BioFreeze.
BioFreeze? That's
Yeah.
good.
The BioFreeze Professional, and I also have a CBD freeze.
I just got some CBD massage oil. It just came. I like to use a massage gun, you know, the percussive therapy. Let's go ahead and take a break from this one. And actually, it has made a world of difference. Like I get really tight. I think it's my teres minor right back here, but it's very painful for me. It keeps me up a lot. Sometimes stretching my wrist like this affects it all the way up there. You know, that gives me some relief. But I can get my arm behind my head and there's a triangle handle on my massage gun and I can really attack that. And that has made a world of difference for me.
Oh, really? Okay, because I've got one of those massage guns, but I've just been using that big old round ball. And I use that one on my hip flexors when they're tight.
I recently tried using that on my hips. You know, I'm trying to see where all that works, but I try to hit my upper body for like 5 to 10 minutes before bed. Makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I use the bitch, moan, complain method.
The what?
Let's go back into some core. BMC. But it's I've been doing some research on the percussive therapy, the massage guns, and it's really interesting. You know, if you want to loosen up before a workout, as long as you keep it under 30 seconds, it has an effect where it excites the muscle and it excites the nervous system. And then if you do longer than 30 seconds and closer to 2 minutes, it has a much more like sedative, relaxing effect. And it's something that has definitely helped me out. You know, my big sleep ritual is my Theragun, and I do tart cherry juice. Okay. And I track my sleep, and my sleep's improving. So
good for the kidneys, that cherry juice.
You know, it's a first line treatment for gout. There's a lot that it does to bind to free radicals and inflammation causing stuff in your body. I don't really understand the science, but some people that I trust and that are smart, you know, they believe in it. So
yeah.
All right, let's take a break from that one. Get some water.
Might need more water.
Oh. I don't know what really happens when, you say water goes down the wrong pipe.
Yes.
Oh, but it kicks my butt.
I know, isn't it ridiculous how all of a sudden you can choke on like thin air?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It's like, what the
So-
hell's going on?
My family used to freak out when stuff like this happened. I'm just like, no, I'm just trying to die. I'll be fine. All right. Now my eyes are watering, but I feel better. Okay. Let's go into some punches. Speed bag forwards.
Okay. This.
Mm-hmm. Keep it up. And reverse. Funnily enough, right now I'm really feeling this in my core. My belly
Yeah,
really
right,
feels activated. Uh-huh.
yeah, right down the center.
Yes, me too. And I just belched, excuse me. And take a break. Well, tried to drown, and then now I'm burping on you guys. I apologize. This is not great audio. Getting hot here in the sun a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back into speed bag. Forward.
The higher you lift the chin, the more the core engages.
Good advice.
I was just noticing that. When my chin only goes back so far and my neck is fused. So
At what
Yeah.
level?
I can really feel it in my 2-pack. I used to have a 6-pack. Now it's a 2-pack.
my two back.
Reverse. Wow. At least you used to have a 6-pack. I can't claim that I ever made that happen.
I always have it my whole life. Now I'm a 2-pack. 2-pack.
I was very strong, but it was insulated.
Yeah. I think I'm stronger now than I was before the accident.
I am much more focused on fitness for sure. And break.
Oh,
But I think we've all figured out we kind of have to be if we want to be the best version of ourselves.
Yeah. There are certain things I can't pick up, like I couldn't pick up my MacBook, so I'm here on my iPad.
Uh-huh.
I haven't started really cooking yet because I spill things. I'm kind of afraid to do that, but so I haven't cooked yet. It's pretty cool.
But don't be
no.
afraid. You're gonna spill stuff.
To cook for myself.
And that's something that's frustrating for me. I've had a George Foreman grill set up where I can thaw stuff out and cook stuff.
Mhm.
And occasionally I drop something. Occasionally there's times I can't get it out of the oven, so I just kind of let it cool and then just eat it out of the tray that's in the oven. You just kind of you get by.
Yeah, my husband is such a big help, but having to do prepared meals limits my choices. So
For sure. Let's get running in place.
yeah, you've only got to burn yourself one time, and then believe me, you learn.
yeah,
You learn.
yeah. He protects me by him not letting me do any of it.
We really utilize the Costco prepared meals a lot.
Yeah.
I like the meatloaf and the mashed potatoes. Also the chili. Chili is very high in protein and really, as far as the macronutrients go, it's pretty good. And so is the meatloaf. So that's something that's one of our go-tos. Also the shepherd's pie.
Uh-huh.
Also the pumpkin pie, but that's not so healthy. But
Yeah, this is good fiber.
yeah, right.
I
But
usually,
we also got the chicken soup, and we get a rotisserie chicken whenever we go there. And those.
yeah, we make do. But it gets costly doing it that way. But
Yeah.
Reduces the workload. So, you either pay with money or you pay with time. So,
I mean, I don't know where you try to be at per meal, but when we do the Costco stuff, it comes out to right about $3 a meal, which I don't think that's too bad.
no, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. And that's about, when I go to McDonald's, I use the app and try to get a deal. And so usually for $4 to $6, I can get a meal that's mainly protein from McDonald's. So, that's,
I don't
yeah.
my mouth.
But I can go to McDonald's, and right now on the app you can buy one get one for 29 cents double cheeseburgers. So I'll get 4 beef patties, close to 50 grams of protein, and it'll be $3.70.
Yeah.
That's a pretty, and that's something that the McDonald's is 2 blocks from the CFW gym. I go and do this almost every day. I get a high protein. It's really not that bad on calories. I got to be smart about my other meals, but that, as far as convenience and price and the nutrition goals I have, it works.
Yeah, and it balances the yin and the yang thing out,
Right.
because you do the gym, which is good for you, then you go to McDonald's to counteract. Oh, I shouldn't talk.
Right. Yeah.
I was an organic farmer. I apologize.
My occupational therapist calls it breaking even. And he had a friend that would smoke cigarettes while he ran marathons, and he called it breaking even.
Rather than Breaking Bad.
Yeah. I don't really know if that breaks even, but it made him feel better, I guess. All right. We're going to get the arms up like this, and then just retract backwards. Open that chest. Really feel those shoulder blades squeezing together.
Yeah.
As much as you feel your shoulder blades clamping like a claw behind you, you should feel your chest and breastbone opening up,
Yeah.
The front side is like a mouth opening. The back is it closing. And take a little break. I'm gonna get a drink of water, and then we're gonna go into another set of those. Really wanting to feel that in your shoulder blades, not only bringing them together, but bringing them down too. Whatever you can do to feel your shoulder blades and activate those muscles.
Okay, in and down. Okay.
Out wide and back and down.
Ooh.
As my collarbone opens, my shoulders and traps on the backside clamping together. My core is supporting me. All right. And then right from that, let's go and let's pull the right arm across. And I feel a stretch right where we were activating. I don't know if you guys feel it in the same spot.
Mhm. And here.
Good. Switch arms. All right, going into some light jogging. You're talking about, all the little gadgets you have that are inexpensive that help you work on your fitness. And that's one thing that is kind of a hidden blessing I've always felt about, myself being a C5 quadriplegic, is that
Yeah.
there's always something I can work on. And I love getting to do epidural stimulation and being in these crazy experiments. But without all that, I can sit in my apartment and there's stuff I can work on with no tech, with no
Right.
money, like there's always something I can be working on. And the high tech stuff is fun, but it's not needed for me to work on getting better.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same level, C5.
Mhm.
C5 incomplete. I'm fused from C3 to T3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was quite a break. And
Sounds like it.
It was only 15 months ago. So this
So yeah, I mean,
everything is new, and I'm, my spinal cord's still swollen.
right,
So,
right. What do they say? I think I remember 18 months to 2 years for the swelling to go down.
yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that's so hard at first is everybody wants to know what they're working with, and you don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Donna, are you a member of United Spinal?
I don't know.
Ah, you ever heard of something they have? It's free to sign up. Go online, United Spinal,
Okay.
and they have a bi-monthly publication called New Mobility. It's a magazine. Very good reference, very inspirational. You can read about other people and all kinds of links and addresses and articles.
It's
Oh,
an
cool.
awesome magazine, and the
Yeah,
digital format is great. It's great
yep.
on iPhone. It's great on iPad. It's really well done.
It's free if it's online. $10 is what they ask if you get the paper copy, which I get because I
Mhm.
devour it. But
Yeah.
you should become a member of that. It's free,
Okay.
and
We'll do.
it's a fantastic resource for paralysis and such.
A local Louisville woman, Jenny Smith, she's kind of she contributes often to their content.
Mhm. I'm so new at this that I.
All right, let's take a break and go into stretching the right behind the head. I didn't mean to cut
Jared,
you off. You're so new at this.
Okay.
Jared, do they have a newbie group?
Not that I know of.
Oh, I know the Boston chapter has a newbie group.
Who?
It's called a newbie group. It's for people under 2 years.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a different set of, I don't know what it's called, learning curve
Yeah.
issues than someone who's been into it longer.
Mm-hmm.
But they have support groups and everything. Go online and they have quite a website.
Okay.
I do encourage everybody to go on Facebook and just search groups. If you can find my profile, you can look at the groups I belong to. But there's just so many communities out there.
Yeah, I'm in about 3 different spinal cord groups. Spinal cord
Great.
in USA or something like that.
Yep, I'm in that one.
Yeah. What's your last name, Ben? Ben White? No, Ben. No, you're Jared. Wait a minute.
Yeah, my name's Jared. Jared Nieder.
I have
Also, you can find me under Positively Paralyzed too.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll look there.
All right, let's shake that out. And that's it for the exercises, but we can keep talking as long as you guys want.